Assalamualaikum and very good day to everyone. Welcome to our forum entitled Active Learning Strategies for Effective Teaching, Enhancing Student-Centered Learning in Achieving SDG4 Quality Education. Today's discussion focuses on how active learning can improve teaching and learning by encouraging students to participate actively in the classroom. We will also discuss how this approach supports SDG4, which aim to provide inclusive, equitable, and quality education while promoting lifelong learning opportunities for everyone. Joining me today are four panel members. Our first panel is school principal, second panel senior assistant of academic affairs, third panel subject teacher, and last panel district education officer. To begin our discussion, I would like to ask our school principal, what is active learning and why is it important in today's education?
Thank you, moderator. Active learning is a student-centered teaching approach where students actively participate in the learning process instead of only listening to the teacher. Students learn through discussion, collaboration, problem solving, and hands-on activities. This helps them understand concepts better because they are directly involved in the learning process. As a school leader, I believe active learning is important because education today is not only about academic achievement. Students also need to develop communication, critical thinking, creativity, and teamwork skills to prepare them for future challenges.
Thank you, principal. Now for our senior assistant, could you explain how learning theories support this approach?
Certainly, active learning is closely related to constructivist learning theory, where students build their own understanding through experience and interaction. For example, Jean Piaget believes students learn by exploring and discovering knowledge, while Lev Vygotsky emphasized that learning becomes more meaningful through collaboration with teacher and peers. Instead of memorizing facts, students discuss ideas, solve problems, and apply knowledge to real life situations. This makes learning more meaningful and long lasting.
Thank you. From a teacher's perspective, how does active learning change the learning experience in the classroom?
From my experience, active learning makes students more engaged during lesson. Rather than waiting for answer from the teacher, students ask questions, share ideas, and work together to solve problems. For example, after introducing a topic, I usually ask students to discuss it in small group before presenting their idea to the class. This increases student confidence and allow them to learn from one another.
Thank you. District Education Officer, why is active learning important in achieving SDG4 quality education?
Thank you. Active learning support SDG4 because it provides meaningful learning opportunities for every student. Students are encouraged to participate regardless of their ability or background, making learning more inclusive and equitable. It also develop important life skills such as communicate, collaboration, creativity, and independent learning, which prepares students to become lifelong learners.
Thank you. Before we move to our next discussion, I would like to ask all panel members a quick question. Do you agree that in active learning, the teacher becomes more of a facilitator than the only source of knowledge.
As the school principal, yes, I agree. Teachers guide students and create meaningful learning experience rather than simply delivering information.
I agree. Teachers help students think critically and discover knowledge through interaction and discussion.
I agree as well. Students become more confident when teachers encourage them to explore and express their own idea.
Absolutely. This shift creates a more student-created learning environment, which is one of the goals of modern education and SDG 4.
Thank you to all our panel members. From this discussion, we understand that active learning is a student-centered approach supported by educational theories and plays an important role in improving the quality of education. In the next session, we will explore different active learning strategies and how they can be implemented across various subject and educational levels. To begin, I would like to ask our senior assistant of academic affairs, what are some effective learning, what are some effective active learning strategies that teacher can use in today's classroom?
Thank you, moderator. There are many active learning strategies that teacher can use depending on the lesson, objective, and student need. Some common strategies include group discussion, think pair share, problem-based learning, project-based learning, inquiry-based learning, and gamification. For example, in think pair share, students first think individually, then discuss their idea with a partner before sharing them with the class. This encourages every student to participate, even those who are usually quiet. Another popular strategy is problem-based learning, where students work together to solve real-life problems. This helps them develop critical thinking and teamwork skills.
Thank you. Teacher, from your classroom experience, which strategy do students enjoy the most and why?
From my experience, students enjoy group discussion and project-based learning because they have the opportunity to share ideas and work together. For example, in an English lesson, students can discuss a reading passage and present their opinion to the class. In science, students can investigate environmental issue and suggest practical solution. These activities make learning more interesting because students are actively involved instead of only listening to the teacher.
That a good example. Can active learning be applied in different subject and educational levels?
Yes, definitely. In primary schools, teachers can use storytelling, educational games, and simple hand-on activities to keep young learners engaged. In secondary school, teachers can organize debates and research project presentation and case study that require students to analyze and solve problems. Active learning can also be adapted across different subjects. For example, mathematics, solving real-life mathematical problems in groups, science, conducting experimental and inquiry-based investigation, languages, role play, discussion and presentation, history, analyzing historical events through debates or group discussion. The important thing is that the activities match the learning objective.
I would like to add to the teacher's point. Active learning does not always require expensive technology or complicated activities. Even a simple classroom discussion or asking students to explain their answer can encourage active participation. What matters the most is creating opportunities for students to think, communicate, and learn from one another.
Thank you, Principal. District Education Officer. From the education authorities' perspective, how can schools support teachers in implementing active learning successfully?
Thank you. Successfully implementation requires support from both school and educational authorities. Teachers should receive regular professional development and opportunities to share good teaching practice. Schools should also provide suitable learning resources and encourage collaboration among teachers. Most importantly, active learning should be adapted to the student need and the school learning environment rather than using the same approach in every classroom.
Thank you. Before we move on, I would like to ask one final question to all panel members. Besides improving academic achievement, what other skill can students develop through active learning?
Students develop communication, teamwork, and confidence because they learn to express their idea and work with others.
They also improve critical thinking and problem solving skills, which are essential for making decisions in real life situations.
I totally agree. These are important 21st century skills that prepare students not only for examination but also for future careers and daily life.
Exactly, this is why active learning support the goal of modern education by preparing students to become independent and responsible learn. Sorry.
Thank you to all our panel members. From this discussion, we have learned that active learning can be implemented through various strategies such as group discussion, think, pair and share, problem-based learning, project-based learning, inquiry-based learning, and gamification. The strategy, these strategies can be adapted to different subject and educational levels while helping students develop both academic knowledge and essential life skills. In the next session, we will discuss the benefit of active learning, the challenges teachers face, pos- possible solution, and how this approach supports SDG for quality education. I would like to begin with our subject teacher. From your class, from your classroom experience, what are the main benefits of active learning on student engagement and sorry, from your classroom experience, what are the main benefit of active learning on student engagement and critical thinking?
Thank you, moderator. One of the main benefits of active learning is that it increases student engagement. When students participate in discussion, problem-solving activities, and group tasks, they become more interested and motivated to learn. Besides that, active learning helps develop critical thinking skill because students are encouraged to analyze information, share opinions, and find solutions rather than simply memorizing answers. For example, when students solve real-life problems in group, they learn how to evaluate different ideas and make decisions based on evidence. This makes learning more meaningful and prepares students to apply their knowledge outside the classroom.
Thank you. Senior assistant, from the academic perspective, how does active learning improve students' learning outcomes?
Active learning improve learning outcome because students have a deeper understanding of the lesson. Instead of the remembering information for examination, students learn how to apply concept in practical situation. It also supports different learning ability because students can learn through discussion, activity, collaboration, and hands-on experience. Therefore, active learning creates a more flexible learning environment where students can learn according to their strengths and needs.
Thank you. Principal, active learning encourage students to participate actively. How does this approach support inclusive education?
Thank you. Active learning supports inclusive education because it provides opportunities for all students to participate. In a classroom, students have different abilities, backgrounds, and learning speeds. Through groups activities and collaboration, students can support each other and contribute according to their strengths. For example, a student who is less confident in speaking may contribute through research, creativity, or problem solving. This helps create a classroom where every student feels valued and included.
That is an important point. However, implementing active learning may not always be easy. Teacher, what are some challenges educators face when applying active learning in classroom?
There are several challenges. The first challenge is classroom management because group activities may become noisy and require careful planning. The second challenge is time limitation because active learning activities usually require more time compared to traditional lecture. Another challenge is teacher readiness. Some teachers may lack confidence and experience in designing student-centered activities.
Thank you. Senior assistant, how can these challenges be overcome?
These challenges can be managed through proper planning and support. Firstly, teachers should receive continuous training to improve their skill in implementing active learning. Secondly, teachers need to set clear instruction and learning objectives before conducting activity. Schools should also encourage teachers to collaborate and share successful teaching strategy. With proper preparation, active learning can be implemented effectively.
Thank you. District Education Officer, from the perspective of educational authorities, how can active learning promote equity in education?
Active learning promotes equity by ensuring that every student has the opportunity to participate and success. Sorry. Teacher can provide different types of support based on student needs. For example, weaker student can receive additional guide sorry, while a strong student can be give more challenging tasks. Educational authorities also play a role by providing teacher training, resources, and support to school. This help ensure that quality education is accessible to all students.
Thank you. Based, based on our discussion, it is clear that active learning provides many benefits but also requires proper planning and support. Before we move to our final section, I would like to ask one final question. How does active learning contribute to preparing students for lifelong learning, which is one of the focus of SDG 4?
encourage students to become independent learners. They learn how to ask questions, search for information, solve problems, and reflect on their own learning. This skill helps students continue learning beyond the classroom.
I agree. Students became more confident and responsible because they understand that learning is an active process.
This is also very important because education should not only prepare students for exam but also prepare them for lifelong challenges.
Therefore, active learning supports SDG 4 by creating learners who are engaged, capable, and prepared for the future.
Thank you to all panel members. In this section, we have discussed the benefits of active learning, challenges in implementation, possible solution, and its its contribution to inclusivity, equity, and lifelong learning. Next, we will move to our final section, where we will conclude our discussion and share final reflection for each panel member. Before we conclude our discussion, I would like to ask each panel member to share their final thought on the importance and future of active learning in education. First, I would like to our school principal. How can school continue to encourage the implementation of active learning in the future?
Thank you for the questions, moderator. In my opinion, schools need to create a supportive environment where teachers are encouraged to improve their teaching approaches. School leaders should provide opportunities for teachers training, encourage collaboration among educators, and support innovative teaching practice. Active learning will continue to be important because students today need skills such as creativity, communication, and problem solving to prepare for the future challenges, of course.
Thank you. Now for senior assistant, how can teachers balance active learning with curriculum requirement?
Yep, yep. Right. Active learning improve learning outcome because student wait, salah. Moderator, can you repeat? Okay. Active learning is important because it transforms learning from memorizing information into understanding and applying knowledge. Sorry. Okay, teacher can balance active learning through effective planning. Active learning does not mean every lesson must involve complicated activity. Simple approach such as discussion, questioning, and reflection activity can already encourage students to think actively. The most important thing is ensuring that activities support the learning objective and help students understand the content better.
Thank you. Teacher, what advice would you give to educators who are still hesitant to use active learning?
My advice is to start with a small step. Teachers do not need to completely change their teaching style immediately. They can begin with a simple strategy such as group discussion, student presentation, or problem solving activities. Through experience and reflection, teacher will become more confident in creating student-centered learning environment.
Thank you. Lastly, District Education Officer. How does active learning contribute to achieving SDG 4?
Active learning contributes to SDG 4 because it promotes quality education that is inclusive and equitable. It gives students opportunities to participate, develop important skill, and become independent learner. First, cooperation between teachers, school, and education authorities. Active learning can help create better learning experience for all students.
Thank you. Before we end our forum, I would like to I would like to each panel member to share one final statement. What why is active learning important in modern education?
As the school leader, I believe active learning is important because it creates students who are prepared with the knowledge and skills needed for the future.
In my opinion, active learning is important because it transforms learning from memorizing information into understanding and applying knowledge.
Active learning is important because it helps students become confident, active, and responsible learners.
Learning is important because it supports quality education by ensuring meaningful learning opportunities for every student.
Thank you to all panel members. As a conclusion, our discussion today highlights that active learning is an effective teaching approach that promotes student-centered learning. Through strategies such as group discussion, problem-based learning, project-based learning, and other collaborative activities, students are encouraged to participate actively and develop important skills such as critical thinking, communication, and problem solving. Although there are challenges such as time limitation, classroom management, and teacher readiness. This challenge can be overcome through proper planning, training, and support from educational stakeholders. Importantly, active learning support SDG 4 quality education by promoting inclusivity, where all students are given opportunities to participate. Equity, where students receive appropriate support according to their needs. Lifelong learning, where students develop the ability to continue learning lifelong learning, where students develop the ability to continue learning beyond the classroom. Therefore, active learning is not only a teaching strategy but also an important approach in preparing students to become independent, capable, and responsible individuals. With that, we conclude our forum entitled Active Learning Strategies for Effective Teaching, Enhancing Student-Centered Learning and Achieving SDG 4 Quality Education. Thank you to all panel members and everyone who joined our discussion. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you, moderator.
Thank you.
To moderator, you.
And